We're now in the Hebrew month of Adar, the month of Purim, and the Talmud teaches us, Misha nichnas Adar marbim b'simcha. When the month of Adar comes, a person should increase their happiness. Now that's a little perplexing. How exactly does a person increase their happiness? I think that we confuse happiness with words like happenstance or haphazard, meaning when things happen to be going well for me, I'm happy, but the minute things don't go well for me, I'm not happy anymore. But Judaism teaches us that there's a kind of happiness that's deeper and transcends the external variables of our life. And that's the kind of happiness we're trying to access in the month of Adar. We read the scroll of Esther, the Megillah Esther, and in it we read of the salvation of the Jewish people in ancient Persia from the wicked Haman, who sought to annihilate the Jewish people and actually had a decree to do so. But Esther and her cousin Mordecai succeed in rescinding the decree, and on the very day that the Jewish people are supposed to be destroyed, they actually are victorious and vanquish their enemies. The amazing thing about the scroll of Esther is that the name of God is nowhere to be found. It looks like a series of random, isolated events, almost like good luck. There's no splitting of the sea. There's no 8 days of miraculous light. There's no open miracle. It's one event after another. But when you put the entire Megillah together, what you see is it's actually a chain of predetermined, predestined events orchestrated and supervised by one God. And that's the source of joy that we're trying to access on Purim. Sometimes things seem extremely dark, and often our lives feel very mundane and feel random. But when we read the Megillah Esther, what we're trying to do is see the one God orchestrating and supervising all the events, and see almost like a painter who, when he paints one stroke, it looks just like a simple stroke, but all together it creates a beautiful painting. And when we see that Megillah in our own lives, we see that everything is actually being orchestrated and supervised and directed by one loving God. That's when we have the capacity to feel the deepest form of happiness. Happy Purim.